Well, Eric Spoelstra completely ruined my night, but it's time to bounce back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and I'm not very happy. As you guys can tell, it was a tough 0-3 day yesterday. We haven't had a winless day in a while, but that just sucked. I mean, it was. We're going to go over the recap in a little bit, but we hit every single NBA landmine you could. And I'm just going to go on a quick rant or a facts, just some facts about sports betting, just so I wanted to get this off my chest. NBA betting is tough. All betting is tough. We're all out here trying to win 55 to 60% of our bets. And the reason for that is there's just so many things that can go wrong. Even if your read is spot on, you could have many different things affect it, whether it's a coach's random decision like tonight, a blowout, foul trouble, cold or hot shooting, depending if you had over under, teammates breaking shots, things like that. There's just a lot to it. And I'm saying all this because I just want to mention this is why bankroll management is key, because there are so many things. Even if your process is right, it still can lose. As we saw tonight, we had three that were just, I mean, I think we hit all of them. It was just brutal. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But these days happen. It is what it is. We're going to try to bounce back here today. But just wanted to point that out. Just a quick little rant to get off my chest. But either way, before we get into this video, any graphics you see in this video are from an app called OUTLIER. It is the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. So the name that player answer from yesterday was Baron Davis. That's right. We had 4 people get it right. And there it is, at Jive Bark, at Bill_Brasky, at S.DK yet again, and at Dennis Wilson 5834. Nice work. That's impressive that you got Baron Davis on that one. Thanks for all the guesses and all that. We had some busy nights, me and Ryan, so we're just going to go with the dad joke today. So here we go. What do you call a magician that loses its magic? Ian. That's pretty good. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and I don't want to, but we are. And then we're going to talk defenses versus the small forward position with points, rebounds, and assists. And then it's Wednesday, which means we are talking the G's of threes, hottest shooters from downtown in the last 8 games. And then we'll give you our best bets and finish it with the recap. So hit that like button already. Leave a comment below to continue to help this algorithm, help this channel to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. It's been a lot of fun the last 2.5 years with you guys. I appreciate all the positivity through the bad days and all that kind of stuff. But either way, I'm ready to get started, and that means it's recap time. All right, here it is. Let's talk about this tomfoolery. Bam Adebayo over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. This is what I'm talking about. 10 again, when I talk about these bets, it's just to talk through it so you guys that maybe missed the game can know why did we lose the bet. If you guys did tail me and stuff like that, it's not just to sit here and, complain and cry and all that. Bam Adebayo, 10 RAs in 22 minutes. I mean, he was well on his way. He came out with 5-6 minutes left in the third quarter and never came in the freaking game again. Why? Was there a blowout? No, they were actually coming back. Was he in foul trouble? No, he was at the very beginning of the game, but not anymore. I got nothing for you. And I know Ware's playing more at the center position, but still, Adebayo started at power forward. He still played big minutes, and they just said, you know what? You're the captain and leader of our team. You should just sit on the bench for the rest of the game. Again, one of those things where you just cannot control it. Obviously, if I knew he was going to play 22 minutes, I wouldn't even come close to touching this except for an under. Jokic, under 1.5 threes. I bet it because he has no volume. And guess what? He had no volume. He only took 3, but he made 2 of them because he's Jokic. And because of the day we had, he made 2 or 3. How many times would you bet an under 1.5 threes prop if you know the guy's going to shoot 3? So, but it is something to keep in mind in the future. This guy is just this guy, Jokic. He's just not taking many threes anymore. They're trying to get him more down low. He's taken like 2 or 3 threes in a decent amount of games straight now. So just something to keep in mind on his volume. And then the third one, Mikal Bridges over 17.5 points, 10 points at halftime, looking fine, right? We're gonna be good. 0 points in the second half. 3 for 13 shooting. I think he only took 3 shots in the second half. How do you do that? I don't know. How did the Knicks not even hit 100 against the Nets? I don't know that either. But either way, it is the NBA, and this is why you see some half-unit plays, because you just got to really pick and choose your spots instead of going all in. But there it is, lost a couple units, and we're still up 14.92 units. With all this frustration I have today from what just happened, I'm still fine with how the season's been going so far. We are due for a hot streak soon, obviously, but it is tough to lose. So if you tailed, I apologize, but we just got to keep grinding and trust the process, and hopefully we get some luck on our side after a day like this. So that's the bets recap we got for Tuesday. Now let's talk the small forward position. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the small forward position. Again, all these stats are the last 30 days. If it is in green, that team or player is playing today, and we usually got some arrows for matchups. There's no arrows here today, at least on the points slide. So we got Nets second, 23.7 points given up, are playing today. But you see the Raptors up there overall giving up 25.3 points per game. And then you see the other teams playing. And then over there on the right side, again, small forwards are tough to predict. Some play shooting guard some games, some are power forward. It's kind of all over the place, but I try my best to give you guys the best positional stats for you guys. And you got Zach LaVine, 27.6, just been scoring like crazy lately. Norman Powell, DeRozan, Jaylen Brown, Markkanen, and Cam Johnson are all guys that are playing today, all averaging over 20 points per game in the last 30 days, because all these stats are the last 30. So there's the points. Take a screenshot. And then let's check out the rebounds. And we got two matchups. The Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. 6.1 rebounds per game for Jaden McDaniels. Mavericks giving up the most in the NBA last 30 days at 9.3. And then the Clippers down there, 7.7, facing Jaylen Brown, who's averaging 6.4 rebounds per game. Then the only other player playing on the right side is Wade for the Cavs at 5.6. So there's the rebounds. Take a screenshot. Let's check out the assists now. The Warriors are the only matchup facing DeMar DeRozan, 3.8 assists per game. Warriors 4.5, and then you can see there's a lot of teams playing over there. Assist to small forward, take it for what it is. Even from number 1 to 10, it's a difference of 1 assist, and small forwards aren't exactly positions that get a ton of assists. So, but take a screenshot. Hopefully these three help you. Again, we do a new position every week or every day of the week. And now let's check out some under possibilities with the toughest small forward matchups, with the Celtics right there, giving up the fewest at 18 points per game to the small forward position. And you see the Thunder, Clippers, Bucks, Rockets, Pistons, and Hornets all playing today. And then the rebounds, you get the Knicks leading the way, and then Warriors, Grizzlies only giving up 6.6 rebounds per game. And then over there on the assists, Magic, of course, in the top two, but Thunder playing today, giving up only 3.4 assists to small forwards, with the Celtics 3.7, Hornets 3.8, T-Wolves 3.8, Suns 3.9, and the Jazz down there playing today, giving up only 4 assists. So hopefully these help you. Again, if you are new to the channel, we do start with point guard on Monday and then go shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and end with centers on Friday every single week to hopefully help you guys out. But also, because it's Wednesday, that means it's time for the G's of threes. All right, here we go. We do this every single Wednesday. We give you the hot shooters. So here it is. Minimum 40 plus 3-point attempts taken with a 40% or better 3-point percentage. It's all in the last 8 games. If someone did play less than those 8 games, then you'll see 7 games, 6 games next to it. And then over there on the right side, we have this added. Defenses giving up the highest 3-point percentage to their opponents in the last 8 games, just to kind of maybe help you out, with some matchups and things like that as well. So we got 2.5 pages here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but we got some shooters this time. That's for sure. Jalen Green, how about 50.7%? This guy's been on an absolute tear. And then Simon's 45% right below him. But then we got Damian Lillard halfway down the page, 51.7%. Obviously, we know he's a streaky shooter, and when he is on, he is on. And then Isaiah Cotton Eye Joe down there, 50.9%, and Naz Reid, how about 56.9%? That is absolutely crazy to me. Just shooting the ball really well, 29 for 51. So, and then you see over there on the right side with the Knicks giving up the highest 3-point percentage with Raptors, Wizards, Grizzlies, so on and so on. So take a screenshot. That's page 1. Now let's check out page 2. And there we go. The guy in green has the highest percentage. He just barely got over Naz Reid. Grayson Allen of the Suns, who struggled for a big part of the season shooting the ball, now 26 for 45 in his last 8 games, 57.8%. That is better than some people's free throw percentage, that's for sure. And then Keon Ellis, who plays excellent defense, is down there, 22 for 43, 51.2%. And then LeBron James, you ever heard of him? How about a 40-year-old shooting 53.2% in the last 8 games as well? And you see some other shooters, Tim Hardaway Jr., 52.1% up there as well. So take a screenshot. Hopefully that helps you. Now let's check out page 3 to finish it off. And we got, again, some more good shooters. Desmond Bane, 20 for 42, 47.6%. Then Brunson, Porzingis, Markkanen, who's been in and out of the lineup, obviously. Brook Lopez, 17 for 41. And then Chris Paul, 16 for 40. So that's what we got for all the G's of threes and the small forward position. That means it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Oklahoma City, where the Thunder hosts the Utah Jazz. Thunder minus 17.5 with a total of 225. We got to go under here on a player prop because it's a huge spread. Give me SGA under 5.5 rebounds at minus 130 on DraftKings. Little juicy. I'm going to go half unit because, well, I don't know. The NBA is scaring me right now. That's all it is. But I'm going to be a little bit more conservative today. It's been crazy in the NBA. But let's start out with the obvious. 17 half-point spread. It should be an absolute blowout. I mean, it really should. Predicting blowouts is tough. I know there's games recently where a ton of people left comments. We got to be careful because there's a blowout, and actually was a blowout the opposite direction we thought. So it's just wild in the NBA. And I don't do many guard or rebound props because I do think there is some luck that needs to be had with that. But I love this bet. So SGA overall this season under this line in 57% of games, averaging 5.31 rebounds per game on 9.5 rebound chances. You assume they get about a half of their rebound chances per game. But in games where Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein haven't played, again, Chet's still out. Hartenstein is out for this game as well. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, SGA under this in 6 of 7 games. He just flat out doesn't rebound. He is averaging a minuscule 3.57 rebounds per game on only 7.4 rebound chances. That's right. We get 2 less rebounds per game and 2 less rebound chances per game when those two guys are out. He actually has 3 or less rebounds in 4 of those 7 games, and this line is 5.5, by the way. Matchup, decent matchup. Jazz have given up the 14th fewest rebounds per game to point guards in the last 30 days. You look for teams that are like just jacking it up from 3 when you want to look at over rebounding props for guards, because obviously you get those long rebounds off the back iron and things like that. But Jazz are kind of average when it comes to that. Nothing crazy. I know SGA had a huge rebounding game against the Celtics, but again, the Celtics throw up a 552 threes a game. So that's that also helps. But overall, the low rebound chances. Again, he should be averaging much more than 7.5 rebound chances on a line at 5.5. He just doesn't rebound a lot with the big men out. 7.4 rebound chances per game, should have a 3.5 or 4.5 rebound line. And then, of course, a big part of this, and it is going to be a part of my handicap again, even though it's hard to predict, this just has it written all over it. Big time blowout potential. Give me SGA under 5.5 rebounds as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Memphis, Tennessee, where the Grizzlies host the Charlotte Hornets. Grizzlies minus 12 with a total of 240 in this game. A little under the radar. Here we go. Give me Nick Smith over 13.5 points plus rebounds at minus 110 on ESPN bet. Again, a half unit because I'm playing conservative today. But I looked at a lot of different players. Obviously, Mark Williams over has been kind of a cash cow lately. Even with the foul trouble, he almost went over. So I thought about him. LaMelo Ball under points, but I landed on this guy, and I like it. I know there's a blowout potential, but give me Nick Smith, because if you don't know him, he is now the starting shooting guard for the Charlotte Hornets. He's only started the last 2 games. So let's talk about those 2 games. Let's talk points first. He scored 15 and 19 points. He played 26 and 30 minutes in those 2 games, taking 12 and 13 field goal attempts. So not afraid to shoot. Love to see that. And if you don't know, he's a 20-year-old. He is a youngster. But now for the rebounds. He had 5 and 3 rebounds in those 2 games. We need 3 rebounds to break even with that points line that we see at 10.5. And what I love is not only having 5 and 3 rebounds, but he had 10 rebound chances in both games. So he's actually been a little bit unlucky. So anything over 3 is going to help us here. Overall PRs, he had 20 and 22 PRs in those 2 games. So let's talk matchup. Grizzlies giving up the 4th most and the 4th most points, 11th most rebounds to the shooting guard position in the last 30 days. And they struggle mightily with catch and shoot players. They are bottom 10, giving up those spot up type catch and shoot type guys, which, if you don't know, is Nick Smith. He is a guy who is ready to fire. He's like a 40% 3-point shooter right now so far this year. And you saw it earlier. Grizz have given up the 4th highest 3-point percentage to their opponents in the last 8 games. So around the perimeter and catch spot up shooters are the way to go when you're facing the Grizzlies. As long as we get a decent night, I like it here. But again, getting 12, 13 field goal attempts for a guy who's not afraid to shoot, going to play big minutes. I mean, in a possible blowout, I still think he plays some pretty good minutes here. As a 20-year-old, they want to get him as much action as possible with Brandon Miller out. So I kind of like this sneaky bet here. Give me Nick Smith over 13.5 PRs as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Dallas, Texas, where the Mavericks host the Minnesota Timberwolves. T-Wolves minus 2. Total in this one is 217. This might scare you when I say the name, but give me Julius Randle over 12.5 rebounds plus assists at minus 115 on Bet365. Again, another half unit play. Don't worry, I do not need Julius Randle to score. I don't care about his scoring. So I'm just going to go rebounds and assists. His numbers in the last 10, over in 6 of 10, averaging 13.2 RAs per game, averaging 23.1 RA chances. So here's the angle I like in this one. The T-Wolves rotations have been switched a little bit to where Naz Reid is being brought in more. He's playing a little bit more minutes as they take Gobert off the floor. I'm not saying Naz Reid starts and Gobert doesn't play or anything. I'm just saying he is playing more minutes. And with Gobert off the floor, Naz Reid being a guy who can score on the perimeter and everything, it's left a lot of chances for Julius Randle. In the last 3 games, he has 13, 23, and 18 RAs. So go flying over in the last 2, but over in the last 3. But this is crazy. He has 15, 26, and 19 rebound chances. That is a huge, huge number. And also 10, 8, and 17 potential assists. Guys, that's an average of 20 rebound chances and 11.6 potential assists. If we're going to get around 30 potential RAs in this one, I mean, this 12.5 line is an absolute steal. I think he has a chance to get 15 plus here in this one. And then the matchup, Mavericks last 30 days been actually very good at limiting rebounding to power forwards. But again, Julius Randle is a guy who's going to attack the glass. He's done it his whole career. And but they've also had some decent matchups lately. But Randle has also faced Dallas twice already this season. He had 14 and 18 RAs. So, I mean, he's proven he can go over this. It doesn't really worry me that they've limited some rebounds to power forwards lately. And I mean, if you look at the matchup as a whole, you assume he's going to guard maybe PJ Washington, who's going to have who's the guy who sits in the corner for the most part. And so I think he's going to be able to sneak in and get some easy rebounds, as we've seen in prior matchups as well. So his potentials, again, I like this line normally, but now with Naz Reid playing a little more, the more Gobert is off the floor, the more rebounding chances and things like that he is going to have. And he has the ball in his hands quite a bit, as you see with all those potential assists. So love the volume here, over twice already versus them. Give me Orange Julius over 12.5 RAs as my third and final best bet on the video. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. SGA under 5.5 rebounds. Nick Smith over 13.5 PRs, and Julius Randle over 12.5 RAs. Those are all half unit plays, as I'm playing a little conservative today after what just happened yesterday. Again, that's just my preference. You guys do what you want. But yeah, if you haven't already, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support. Again, all season long, like you guys have been doing. But let's bounce back. Let's get that sweep and turn that bad negative energy around. So thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.